listen, guys, it's over. Like, whatever is going to happen is just going to happen now. I think that's kind of where we are here, right? I'm not sure that any last, ditch effort to kind of pull black men into the fold with Kamala Harris is going to actually be functional or even meaningful by any manner, truthfully here. But let's go ahead and check this out immediately. Name of the video is Van Jones says Harris's last-minute message for black men is a breakthrough. Are you sure? I want to hear it. Let's see where this goes.
We're also hearing from sources.
This is a suggestion via Discord, guys. Let's check it out. Let's jump into it.
Inside these campaigns, including some that are telling us, aides and advisors, that they are privately urging, some may call it begging, Donald Trump to stay on message in the final day of his campaigning. Let's check in on the Republican ticket and see how that's going.
Mike's been through a lot, but he could fight. Let me tell you, that guy could fight. But can you imagine Mike? Oh, he says, put Mike in the ring with Kamala. That would be interesting.
No, it wouldn't.
The citizens of this country are not garbage for wanting to be able to afford groceries and a nice place to live. But in 2 days, we are going to take out the trash in Washington, D.C., and the trash's name is Kamala Harris.
All right,
those two messages there from Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. And my political panel is here with me. And Kristen Soltis Anderson, I should note, we just heard from Joe Rogan, who did an interview today with Elon Musk for his podcast. And he tweeted, "The great and powerful Elon Musk, if it wasn't for him, we'd be effed." He did not censor the word. He said, "He makes what I think is the most compelling case for Trump that you'll hear. And I agree with him every step of the way. For the record, yes, that's an endorsement of Trump."
Okay, really quickly. No, so what J.D. Vance said actually is right. Without a doubt, if you want change in the nation, you in fact should not be considered garbage. That's just the reality of the matter here. And I'm also not sure that a political party should be attempting to paint basically half of the United States population as garbage, bro. We'll be honest here. Things don't generally work like that, specifically if you're looking to retain any type of actual power in the United States of America. It doesn't make any sense. Now, the secondary comment regarding putting Mike Tyson in the ring, I mean, I get it. It was obviously said in jest. It's a joke. But that's not let's not do that. Even Mike Tyson right now is still an absolute monster, guys. But either way.
Between a Joe Rogan endorsement coming in the final hours before the election and what you just heard from Trump and Vance out on the trail today, what do you make as a pollster of this final message that we've heard from the Republican ticket that has been struggling to get women voters to their side?
Well, they're trying very much to make sure that young men in particular turn out. This is a group that the Trump campaign has really doubled down on. Republicans have struggled with young voters for almost 2 decades at this point, and Trump has really made a very intentional effort to try to turn that around at least halfway with young men, knowing that young women have flocked very heavily to Kamala Harris.
I mean, that's just honestly the sign of the times, guys. I mean, if you pay attention to the culture that basically proliferates on TikTok, you'll instantly understand why that is a thing. Okay, everyone has kind of gotten into their own specific camps. The sister code has just almost completely taken over the United States of America, and Trump pulling younger men, specifically by going on to like podcasts and radio shows and things like that. That's how he's doing that. I definitely don't see many young women, specifically those that are in any type of like populated areas, specifically rushing towards the Republican Party. That's the reality, because again, everyone cares about social media these days, right? Social media basically is ran by the elites, let's say.
And so while we're out of the persuasion phase of this campaign, to the extent that young men are a hard group to turn out, anything, I guess, can help in the final closing day.
Yeah, Shermichael, how do you see it as a Republican?
Oh, look, I think there are a lot of young men who feel dislocated from the broader society, whether that's economically, whether that's in terms of education, whether that's in terms of what their role should traditionally be. It was once upon a time, you were a man, you graduated from high school, maybe you learned a trade and got some skills, you got married, you took care of your family, and people believed that they were happy. That's not the case for many young men
Not
today
anymore, no.
of all ethnicities, not just white young men we focus
Right.
a lot on, but all young
It's
men.
everybody.
And so I think the Republican message of traditionalism, wanting to provide some level of economic advantage to men is...
And honestly, not hating on the concept of a man actually just being a man, all right, without the outside influence of masculinity, let's say. Yeah, that's what the Republican Party basically says. Here, we will accept you, and the concept of toxic masculinity, like, for example, let me rephrase that. Yeah, here, we'll accept you, let's say, and your masculinity is not inherently toxic. The left almost exclusively preaches that message. And that's kind of the dilemma, personally.
It's appealing to many who find themselves dislocated. And I think Trump's message on that appears to have been effective. We'll find out for sure tomorrow, but I think that's why the resonance is there.
Yeah, but Van, it's just interesting given who you're seeing Trump appear on the campaign trail with in the final stop. He brought Megyn Kelly on stage just a few moments ago. Obviously, that's
that?
someone he was trashing actually not that long ago. We never saw Nikki Haley come out on the campaign trail with him, even though she made clear she was willing to do so, and we know that she had power with voters in key constituencies in places like Pennsylvania.
Trump is petty white. He's just petty. Won't let Nikki Haley come out. She's trying to help him. He doesn't want her help, and he'd rather win on vengeance and macho and all this sort of stuff. So when he gets in office, if he does get there, he's got a mandate to completely to stay nasty. On this point about young men, though, you say we're past the persuasion stage. I wish that were true. On the doors in Philadelphia, on the doors in Detroit, people are still in the fight to persuade young black men to come out. And the actual message that's working on the doors is Kamala Harris wants to lift you up, Donald Trump wants to lock you up. Kamala Harris has plans to get you a job.
How does that make any sense?
To get you help with housing, get you help with your next kid. Donald Trump wants to get stop and frisk back in place to put you in jail. He wants...
in highly criminal-ridden areas, guys. Okay.
Next kid, Donald Trump wants to get stop and frisk back in place to put you in jail. He wants blanket immunity for cops to make sure that you can get beat up and nothing can be done about it.
Yeah, that's
Kamala
not
Harris
an
wants
acceptable
to lift
thing.
you up. Donald Trump wants to lock you up. Now, we've just discovered that is a breakthrough message in the past 72 hours. Don't forget, we had 100 days here to put together a whole campaign. So persuasion is happening right now. If you know some young African Americans who don't know if they're going to vote, Kamala Harris wants to lift them up. Donald Trump wants to lock them up.
I love a direct to camp from Van, always on election eve.
Bro, what are you even talking about? Listen, the concept of qualified immunity, in fact, needs to be there, but I don't think that it should be in the exact, let's say, point where it is now. There definitely needs to be some type of interventions in, or actual outside, let's say, oversight over the concept of qualified immunity. Now, the concept of stop and frisk, again, if this is going to be implemented specifically in areas that are high crime areas, heavy criminality, I would definitely say a stop and frisk needs to be somewhere, let's say, on the south side of Chicago. It needs to be there permanently. If it was up to me, I would basically... do not put me in power. Let's just say that. Don't put me in power. But the National Guard should be in some places also. But I mean, I hear what you're saying. I mean, you want to make it so criminality is, I guess, acceptable, bro. No, criminality is in fact not acceptable. It actually brings down the community. It brings down the culture of the people who are either committing these acts or having to live in proximity to the individuals that are just completely criminals, guys. So yeah, stop and frisk. I don't know, bro. If you're trying to argue with me against it, it almost doesn't make any sense because we do need something that can actually get all types of narcotics and all type of paraphernalia, weaponry, out of the hands of people that should not have said weaponry, guys. But okay, Van Jones.
Jamie, though, I should know, and Donald Trump, we just showed him speaking a few moments ago. He has been on stage for 2 hours now. He still has to fly to Grand Rapids, Michigan, has one more rally to go. That's going to be going late into the evening. But you've been doing reporting inside the Trump campaign on the messaging and also hearing from the Harris campaign on their strategy going into these next crucial 24 hours.
So, look, it's your reporting about what's going on inside the Trump campaign. And the campaign has been worried about all of these things that he's been saying since Madison Square Garden. I just want to say that I remember in 2016 when that man over there, we had grab him by the whatever, and everybody thought Hillary was going to win. I don't know that what Donald Trump is doing is going to lose him the election. Let me put it.
Exactly. So for example, his base specifically is very staunch in their, let's say their resolve. Okay. They do not care what he says. That's the reality. Okay. They know that they need to get him in and whoever's in the White House out. And the same thing, honestly, with Kamala Harris's voters, right? Very staunch in their belief. They're saying, listen, I'm a woman, so I'm going to go ahead and vote for a woman. Or I'm a black woman and I'm going to go ahead and vote for a black woman, quote unquote, right? That's basically how this is going. This is the craziest set of individuals that could be placed together on a ticket. Okay. And once again, we're back in a situation where we need to basically vote exclusively for the lesser of two evils. But it's like, can we ever get actual candidates that, are not these type of people, bro? I mean, it would be really nice to get back to civility. I'm just going to be honest here, guys. Okay. But let's continue.
That way. The Harris campaign is cautiously optimistic, but they are also honest enough to say, we don't know. Right. They are also not sleeping. Right. The amount of binge watching of Netflix that is going on until 2 a.m, as far as I can figure out, they are, caffeine, Emily in Paris, and some vibes. That was the word one person said to me. My vibes are that we're going to win, but they're not sure yet.
It's got to be tough. Look, here's the deal.
Yeah, right now it's very close.
Bernie Sanders just sounded skeptical of a Harris win.
Look, that whole Iowa poll thing got everybody all happy. That was just silly. That was a great pollster with a bad poll. We are behind in Pennsylvania, folks. We are behind. We're not where we're supposed to be in the early vote, and that means get up and go vote. Stand in long lines, do what you have to do. When she says she's the underdog, she is the underdog. And I think it's important for people when you go to bed tonight to think about, do I know anybody in a swing state? Can I text them? Can I call them? Can I push people to go vote? Democrats lost Florida in 2000 by 537 votes and 5 votes in the Supreme Court. So you know enough people to win this election, and we should not give up tonight. We should keep fighting tonight.
David Plouffe told Aaron earlier he thinks they can win all 7 states. Do you think that?
I think anything is possible. I have been counseling all of my friends who have been panic texting me, Kristen, what does your gut say? As I say, you need to prepare yourself for a wide range of outcomes. Just because the polls are close does not mean this will be close. Wow. It means that we are uncertain about what the outcome will be. And so you need to prepare yourself. Think of it like a hurricane that's coming. You have that cone of uncertainty. You don't know where it's going to hit. We have a very wide cone of uncertainty right now.
Definitely valid.
I think about what propelled Trump to the presidency in 2016 and the viability of those things. Social cohesion is non-existent for many. Many believe the social norms of our country are fragmented.
They are.
Income inequality persists. And Donald Trump, whether you like him or not, has been really great at pointing out a critique of each of those problems. And oftentimes people will say, I don't like his rhetoric, I don't like the way he behaves, but he's finally shining a spotlight on the things that I have been experiencing, that I've been complaining about for ages and ages and ages. And this critique isn't just of Democrats. You'll find many Republicans critique the Republican establishment about many of these things, which is why many will say, well, Liz Cheney doesn't persuade me, because she was a part of that problem.
You've identified Trump's great power, which is his power to point out problems. The thing is, he doesn't point out solutions that are real. And I think if Kamala Harris has a shot, it's because she has pointed to the ways. Look, we got to be honest. We got to quit lying to voters. The president can't help you that much. They can hurt you a bunch if they do terrible things, but they can help you a little bit. If you're going to have a baby next year, if Kamala's president, you get $6,000. It helps a little bit. If you want to buy a house, $25,000. It helps you a little bit. Want to start a business?
Never take that plan, guys. Please.
Business, $50,000. It can help you a little bit. The president can't change your neighborhood. Can't make everything work for you. But a president who wants you can help you a little bit. And that's Kamala Harris. Donald Trump is going to raise prices through the roof with his tariffs by deporting low-wage workers. He can hurt you a lot. Kamala can help you a little. get that little bit of help and support their sister.
You know, Vanna, I think...
Listen, I hear what you're saying, right? But Kamala Harris specifically is targeting my specific tax bracket, okay? Like, if you follow her, like if you actually read the mission statements, basically, right, the policies, you'll start to realize that, look at the tax brackets that she's looking to raise taxes on and lower taxes for other people. I'm specifically in that group of being of having to be raised. Now, I already pay a stupid amount of money in taxes, and I mean absolutely ignorant amount of money in taxes, guys. All right, and then to tell me that I'm gonna like, listen, you lost me as soon as I heard that. Okay, like I stopped listening to every single thing you said, because my biggest gripe for me personally, how I live half the year in the United States of America. Well, honestly, a little less than half the year in the United States of America, and I live the majority of the time in Europe, in Spain. But I pay taxes in the United States of America, and I pay a stupid amount of taxes in the United States of America. So now, that being said, you say you're going to raise my taxes. I'm sorry, bro. Like, you can say all the nice, shiny things you want, bro. Okay, Van Jones, please. You can say all the nice, shiny things, but I'm specifically being affected by it, and I'm not going to vote against my best interests. That's crazy to me. Completely crazy. This is my specific situation. Maybe someone else's situation is different. Maybe your situation is incredibly different, and Kamala may be the candidate for you. Completely fine. Do your thing. Again, I am not someone who will tell you who to vote for, bro. That's not me. Okay. If your situation is different, if you can benefit from all the things that he just said, then go ahead and vote for her, bro. Do your thing, right? I love that for you. But again, I just can't do it. I can't do it. I am very, very, very much so. We're done with this video, guys. You're not talking about nothing. Like, I'm very against the concept of taking any type of loan, specifically, even if it's like you don't have to pay the loan back. Down payment assistance, that's like the worst thing you can possibly do. The benefit of actually owning a home, I would say it's pretty great as long as you get it at a good price and in a good area that's kind of moving up, right? The taxes aren't crazy, but the benefit of owning a home is great. It teaches you how to honestly save money, and that specific thing is going to be really important when something drastic and out of nowhere happens on your property. Let's say you buy this house with this $25,000 down payment assistance. You have another 10 saved. It's $35,000. All right, so I'm guessing the house is probably going to be, I don't know, a little under 300 or something. I don't know, guys, somewhere in there, 200, 250. And then we were going to put that 10,000 with the government's 25,000. You have 35,000. You put that money down. Boom! It completely eradicates your savings. You get into the house, and the first thing, within the first month, your water heater goes out. You realize that there's a leak because it just rained for the first time in a very long time, right, onto your property. And now you're starting to realize you have a leak in your roof. Now you have to fix your roof. How are you going to afford that? Right. I think that if you're going to go buy a house, you need to be qualified, specifically financially qualified to purchase that house completely. Right. You need to have some type of external savings that has nothing to do with the account where that your down payment is coming out of. Great. Right. I just do not think that I just don't think that the best thing in the world, if you're looking to buy a house, is to go that path. Okay. Save up for as long as you possibly can, as much as you possibly can. Stop wasting money on the things you actually don't need to survive. Right. And save. Do it yourself, okay? Because that right there is going to teach you specifically how to actually save effectively, okay? Most likely the money you're saving is being, I don't know, in some type of high yield savings account. Hopefully you're getting some type of interest on it. And you're good. You know what I'm saying here? Learn to save correctly. Maybe I don't know, maybe put it in like a CD or something, guys. I'm just saying. I'm not a fan of that specific program at all. Now, for the company thing, okay, I mean, guys, you can, like, a lot of banks offer no document loans. You don't need that, all right? So like under 50,000, no document loans. So that's another thing for a company or corporation, S Corp, C Corp, et cetera, LLC, right? Like, you have all these options. Like, a lot of these things already exist, but the problem is that they're not explained to people in a way that the majority of people can actually kind of understand that a lot of these things are already here and in place. Now, the child tax credit, that would be great. Okay, that would be amazing. Because again, anything that can just completely take taxes off, even if it's only six grand, for example, if that can be taken off of what some people are paying in taxes, that'll be great. I'm gonna be honest. Like, that's one thing. That's only one thing that I can basically say. But other than that, I'm a single issue voter, guys, completely. I only care about my taxes. And them not being higher than they already are. Because again, it's crazy. If I was to give you a number, you would be disgusted, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, it's disgusting. Okay, I pay a disgusting amount in taxes. Disgusting. So that's my issue. Okay, I'm gonna hop down off my soapbox now. All right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day. Thoroughly. Guys, before we go, are you guys subscribed to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd, along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Both are found in the description. Check it out.